So yeah, just answer the questions as honestly as you can. There's no right or wrong answers, but if you have a wrong answer, you might get canceled on YouTube. So
Oh, jeez.
yeah,
Oh,
no
no.
pressure. Hello, everybody. We're back with another episode of 50 Questions with RecTubers, and today we have ChubbierSnail, and he's an OG RecTuber with plenty of stories to tell. So, ChubbierSnail, are you ready to be interviewed?
I am not. I'm nervous, but I don't have a choice. So let's jump into it.
All right, sounds good. So question number one, what is the best Rec Room quest in your opinion?
Best Rec Room quest is Golden Trophy, and it's because that's the only one that I know how to beat solo. All the other ones are way too hard, so I've given up on them all.
Everybody says Golden Trophy, honestly. I think it's just because, yeah, it's easy. Do you watch much YouTube in your off time when you're not making videos?
I used to watch a lot more YouTube when I started off on my YouTube channel. It's so weird. I started off YouTube because I was a fan of like watching other people, but then as I like kind of dive into my own channel more, I have less and less time to watch YouTube, which kind of sucks. I used to watch like 100 different Rec Room YouTubers. I had like a whole list of like everyone of all sizes, and I would comment on all their videos and like every single upload. And now like I can't even keep up with my friends as much as I want to, which sucks.
Next question, coffee or tea?
Coffee, hands down. No explanation needed.
I'm a tea person myself. And
oh, wow, of course.
Yes.
Wow.
Tea people have more stable energy throughout the day, I find. So than coffee people, y'all cranky when you get up without your coffee. And what's been your favorite event so far in Rec Room?
I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this. The first invasion. Just the first invasion, not the second, not the 19th, but the first one I thought was really revolutionary.
If you had to choose between being a millionaire and yet having to keep working every day, or being broke and retired, which would you pick?
I think what would happen though, just knowing myself, is that if I was broke and retired, I would find ways to make more money. And eventually I would become the millionaire that's too busy working all the time anyways. So to me, it's all the same destiny. Yeah. Capitalism, let's go. Woo!
Yeah, exactly. That's hilarious. What are people often surprised to learn about you?
But I think, depending on where I am, a different side of me will come out. So like when I'm working on stuff, or when I was in school growing up, I was always super focused. When the teacher's talking, I shut up. I do all my homework. I get really good grades. That's one version of me. But then when I'm hanging out with my friends, like I'd always just be goofy and loud and obnoxious and silly. And so it's like the school people that have met me through school are always surprised to learn that like I'm a fun-loving individual. And then like my friends that know I'm fun-loving are always surprised to learn that like, oh wow, like you're like pretty invested in your education. So
all right, next question. What was the last movie that you watched?
let me think about this. It might have been the Mario movie. It may have
okay.
been. I'm not sure if I've seen anything else.
If you had an extra 5 hours every day, what would you spend it doing?
Scrolling around on TikTok because I have no self-control.
Was there ever a video that you made that you spent a ton of time on and it didn't yield the results that you were expecting?
Well, it's kind of tough. There's videos I've worked really hard on. So I think the video I worked the hardest on was soloing Golden Trophy.
Oh, yeah.
That on screen mode. So I was one of the first people to make a video on that topic. I'm not good at quests, so I spent an entire weekend of my life live streaming it and dying. I think, I don't know, it's like 20 hours at least of total footage, something like that. It was crazy.
Anyone in your life that you really look up to and admire, like as a source of inspiration?
Yeah. And it's kind of weird. Phrase look up to, right? You think maybe someone older, more mature. But I think my little brother is like a really big source of inspiration. He's just like a really smart and cool person and funny and like, I don't know. I value his feedback. If I ever have questions on like, oh, like, what should I do here? I think it's a great source to go to.
So are you still excited to play Rec Room, or do you ever get bored of it?
Recently, I've been really excited with Make It to Midnight. And when that game launched, for the first time in a really long time, unfortunately, I found myself just playing Rec Room for fun, which, you know, kind of sucks because when you do YouTube, sometimes you kind of forget to have fun.
Yes.
And you just feel like, okay, like, I'm only on Rec Room for videos, and I have to do it like from this time to this time, and it's kind of like becomes a job in itself.
You know what's funny? Slat said the same thing. I asked that question. He said the same thing. Make It to Midnight like rejuvenated the spirit of like playing Rec Room for fun. Have you ever had a fight with another RecTuber?
Okay, so if it was like someone of like 1,000 subs, let's say, that predominantly posts Rec Room as their main type of video, if that's what we're calling a RecTuber, then yes. There's been a few people that I wouldn't even call it like fights, because like it's always one-sided. There's been a few people who are just I'm gonna keep it a stack. Most people are not. Most people are so genuine and they're just like themselves on camera. But some people just like, I don't know, behind the scenes, it's all a competition and they're mean to you and they say bad things about you and like, you know.
We're going back to a lighter topic. What should Rec Room add as their next Rec Room original? Do you have any ideas for them?
I think Fall Guys can be fun. Or Stumble Guys could be fun, and something like that could be. And I know there's like Stunt Runner, but I want Stunt Runner, but like a little more, like different obstacle levels, different mixing up, kind of like a tournament style pyramid. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Next question then. Which do you enjoy most, making videos, live streams, or shorts?
I like the act of live streaming the best. because that's just like me directly talking to people, having a good time, doing fun things. I
Yes.
love that. However, the video recording process is kind of tough sometimes. I mean, because with videos you put in so much work beforehand, and it's kind of like a grind.
Yeah.
But I love the feeling of releasing a video. That one
Same.
like minute or like 1 hour is like pure
Yes.
ecstasy. So I'll take that part of video making, but then live streaming is better than like the whole video recording process.
Unless it's 10 out of 10, then it's just upsetting.
Then it's just
Fine.
everything sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you had one piece of advice for someone who wants to be a RecTuber, what would that advice be?
Make a video right now. There's nothing stopping you. Don't wait for equipment. Don't wait for the perfect idea. Just do anything and get started immediately. And that's it. I mean, honestly, if you can do that, that's 50% of the battle.
What's your favorite holiday?
I've got to go with Christmas. And the reason being is because, like, when you get older, at least for me, I stopped caring about gifts as much. But I love Christmas because it's like, it feels like there's a whole season to it, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
the build-up, the anticipation, that's what
Yeah.
I love. You get, like, the Christmas movies,
The
the
music.
weather gets all beautiful with snow, the music, and,
Yes.
like, I used to hate Christmas music as a child. I was like, this is some boomer stuff. What's going on here? But then, like, you kind of get an appreciation for the tradition as time goes on.
Welcome to
So,
Boomerland.
I love it all.
Yeah.
Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas.
I
Greatest
hate
banger
that
of all
song.
time.
I hate that song.
Okay,
I like-
well, I don't think we can be friends.
What was your first job? Yeah.
My first job. I'm very proud of this, by the way. It sounds fake. This is a true story. The local mall near me in the food court had this mysterious company just pop up out of nowhere, and it was a hot dog company. It was like a little hot dog stand in the food court, and it was only there for one summer, and I happened to be like around, so I worked there, and that was my first and only job until like for a little while. But it was great. I just got to like grill some weenies. You got to talk to the customers. Cash register, like,
Yes.
Oh my god, that was my dream job, honestly.
Do you think Rec Room should add more levels, or is getting to level 50 good enough?
They should add more levels. And the reason being is because it's easy. It doesn't take them, I'm
Yeah.
not a developer. It might take a lot of effort. I don't think it does. I think maybe it's just like a few lines of code you tweak. Level 50 is cool. I love the level 50 box. There's no reason to have the cap.
I agree.
mean,
Or-
it's very hard to get to level 50. It took me like 2 years, but
Yeah.
like once you get there, you're just kind of like, oh, okay.
Hey, I see no reason. Coach is 99. Like, come on, give us 99 too. And then bump Coach up to like 9 million. Just like, there's no way we have to like ever catch up. What are your main goals for your YouTube channel for the next year?
So now I have a lot more free time, and my goal for the next year with YouTube is to get a consistent upload schedule again. I want to try to get at least one video a week, preferably more. I want to improve my ability of using live stream footage and turning that into videos and shorts.
sure.
I also want to experiment with other games, and I also want to try and use my face on thumbnails and find success with that.
You had to choose between going on the scariest roller coaster in the world or going bungee jumping. Which would you choose?
Well, I don't know if this is supposed to be like, oh, what one are you less afraid of? I'm a thrill seeker. I want to go on both of those. They sound fantastic.
Okay.
Oh, you monster! Sorry, I messed it up.
You're making me freak out. Okay, go. Where did you go? What app on your phone do you use the most often?
YouTube Studio, which is sad. I constantly check my analytics. I feel like I check them way too often. I need to get out of that habit. It's not good for me.
Mine is probably Discord, but yeah, YouTube Studio close second. What is your favorite thing about being a YouTuber?
I like YouTube because it gives me an opportunity to be myself. And it lets me meet people that are similar to me. And, you know, it's just a nice little goofy community. And I really appreciate it.
Well, that's good. I almost fell off my box. That would have been unfortunate. All right,
Don't
next
you
question.
dare.
What is your least favorite thing about being a YouTuber?
I think YouTube is a source of stress. Now, there's a lot more good things about YouTube than bad things, so I don't want to like be like, oh no, woe is me, like I'm stressed about videos. But I
Yeah.
do also feel like there's always like a clock in the back of my mind, like, oh, it's been this many days since you've uploaded. Like, when are you gonna upload? What are you working on? Like, what's going on? And I feel like YouTube has in many ways become my second job. So I have my normal job, and then like all my free time now goes to YouTube, which is my second
All
job.
right, next question. What's the best life lesson that you've had to learn so far?
Maybe not the best, but it's the best one I can think of right now. In my opinion, school kind of trains us to think that life has everything planned for you. So, I mean, growing up, it's like, okay, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, and it's all in order, and you just keep going through the motions, and the nice little
Yeah.
clean path is there for you. But eventually you get to a point, whether you go to, like, university or college, or maybe you don't, or whatever, right? You get to a point where it's just you and you're in the world. And you have to start making your own path. And, like, you really can make your path whatever you want, but you can't wait around for the right moment. You can't wait around for someone to hold your hand and pull you along. You have to really kind of carve out your own destiny.
Yes,
So
that's true.
that's how I feel with YouTube. Maybe Tara, you can add some more light to this, but I mean, at one point we both started off with these small channels with like these big dreams. And now, with persistence and with good vision, we're making our dreams come true.
Exactly. I agree with you. I think it's a lot of people spend their lives waiting and hoping. They're not actually making things happen. And I think it's important to have a vision for what you want, even if it changes later, and start. I mean, I use the word obsessing a lot, and I know a lot of people would think of that in a negative way, but I've always obsessed over what I want, and then I've gotten it, whether it's a certain type of vehicle or buying a house or like getting a different job or getting a better job or working for myself. It's like, I literally get an idea in my head and I don't want to let it go, and I want it now. I want it yesterday. Like, I just decide and then that's it. I'm doing it. I'm very stubborn. So like, people have to be more like that if they want to be successful. I think you can't just let life happen to you and drag you around like a garbage bag in the wind. There's our poignant like spiel for the video.
Don't let life happen to you.
Yes.
Happen to life.
Happen to life.
I don't know.
Don't let life. No. Don't let life happen to you. Make life happen.
There it is. Boom. Put that on a pillow and sew it and sleep on it.
A therapeutic body pillow.
Oh, whoa.
Too soon?
Weird.
Too
Anyways,
soon? Who's your favorite celebrity or a celebrity that you like in general?
I really like Tom Brady because he's my god.
Okay.
I grew up in New England and he won us 6 Super Bowls and he's the greatest quarterback of all time. And that's where I've learned how to win from.
Okay, carrying on. It's nice to be away from those goblins. Sorry, the continuity.
A little more relaxed.
Yes.
Got a little,
nice view.
Yeah.
All right.
That's English.
When you go to your favorite restaurant, what do you order?
I order a Big Mac with a large fries.
Your favorite restaurant is McDonald's?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Right? Relax. Could be anything. Maybe. I don't know. It might be. You're pretty good at guessing.
He's a cheap date, basically, I guess. Take him out to
right. All I'm saying is, like, steaks are delicious. Or, like, you don't eat steak, but, you know, fancy food is delicious.
Yes.
And it is. But so is cheap food.
Yes.
You know? Like, you go to McDonald's or, like, Taco Bell, and it's
true.
just as good. And I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
That was, like, only $1. And I'm full.
Yeah.
And it's easy. You don't have to dress up. It's so much better.
What's the last TV series that you binge watched?
I watched One Punch Man is a show I watched recently.
Okay.
And it's cool. The whole concept is it's like this superhero and he punches and he kills all the bad guys in one shot. And you think it'd be like a little bit boring because like, well, you know, what's the point of a show like that where like he beats everyone, it's automatic.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like the humor of it. He's just like this really depressed hero. He's like, oh no, I've become too strong and nothing fills me with joy anymore. And then he has to learn how to fill the void with actual other things like making friends and finding hobbies. And it's really kind of like a weird meta show. Sometimes I feel like that, like, damn, like, I gotta find some hobbies too.
That's actually really funny. And how many people are on your Rec Room favorites list?
If I had to guess, probably 50.
Okay.
Probably, actually, yeah, 50. 50 seems like close to accurate.
All right, that's
And
reasonable.
in case anyone's wondering, because people are like, oh, add me to the favorites. Here's what I gotta tell you. This is the truth. The favorites list is not my favorite people. If you're not on there, it doesn't mean we're not friends.
Yeah.
It's just for business stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So my YouTube channel is business, and sometimes I need to have like a quick list of people that are online that I
Same.
know can like hop in really quick.
7 hours later.
And I'm not important. I'm not better than you. You're still my friend if you're on my friends list. The favorites list is off limits. Please don't ever ask.
Which do you prefer, comedy movies or horror movies?
Comedy movies. Definitely comedy. I like horror movies too. I'm not like afraid of them or anything. And I've actually binged quite a bit. But like comedy's just funnier. I'll remember it longer.
Yeah.
Most horror movies, unfortunately, just kind of suck in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a build up and then they have like the one jump scare and it's like, oh.
Do you believe in ghosts?
No, I don't believe in ghosts.
Wow. Really? Okay. Why?
Well, do you believe in ghosts?
Of
I think
course.
that's more interesting to hear your why.
Of course.
Why is that?
I mean, pretty much everyone has like a story of either something weird happening or like someone knows something where something like someone passed away and then
Day 2.
obviously a ghost and flickering lights on and off and that had never happened before. Like, who is your favorite YouTuber growing up and has that changed?
When I started watching YouTube, which was many, many years ago, there weren't like really big personalities for like the beginning. It was just interesting videos of people doing interesting things. YouTube has since evolved to now there's a lot of big personalities and people will watch like a whole channel just for that personality. So as a kid, I didn't have like a favorite person or channel. In my teenage years, I don't know, like the PewDiePies of the world were pretty cool. I really like Cody Ko. As an adult, my favorite person now is Ludwig. I think he's hilarious, and I try to model my content a little bit off of his. And yeah, those are probably my big 3.
Okay, cool. What's your favorite day of the week?
Friday. I feel like that's a boring but easy answer. It's, the weekend starts.
What cheers you up if you're having an off day?
This is gonna sound wicked weird, and I don't even understand it. I promise I'm not trying to scam you guys though. But if I'm ever having a really bad day and I feel like my world is in chaos, the thing that makes me feel better than anything is just cleaning my room. Having a nice clean space around me lets my head feel at ease. I don't know why. It's probably a flaw in my personality. But
Was there ever a moment where you thought you might give up on YouTube?
yes and no. And so I'll start with the no piece. I think no, because I'm a pretty dedicated person and I know myself. And when I set my mind to something, then I'll do anything in my power to make sure I achieve it. So I've never felt that I can't achieve my dreams. But there's been a few moments, not recently, where I'm like, oh, maybe I might quit YouTube. And it's not because I'm sad and giving up and I don't think I can make it. But it's just as you get older, sometimes you kind of question okay, well, what do I really want out of my life? Yes, I could do this YouTube thing. Yes, I could, hopefully could get famous. But what am I giving up to do that? Maybe I want to, go in the direction of starting a family, or maybe I want to travel the world, and YouTube is still possible, a little harder. So
Yeah.
those questions have come up. I haven't ever felt strongly enough where I felt that giving up YouTube is going to happen. So, but always on the radar. I think it's important to keep your options open.
What was your favorite video to make in the past year?
I went to a VR convention, and in real life VR convention. Oh God, no. The reason why it was my favorite is because Soul Fox was there and Bo were there. So I got to see Bo's face. He's very handsome. He's handsome Squidward. He's great. But more importantly, that was my first big adventure for YouTube specific things. So I flew across the country to this place I'd never been, met all these VR specific people that worked in the industry. I made some friends there. I feel like I have some good connections. And I don't know, that's to me, that felt like the first time YouTube was actually a job.
Yeah.
I was doing the professional networking things.
What time do you usually wake up in the morning?
Days probably 8:30. Weekend probably 11:30.
Wow, that's crazy. I just wake up at 5:30 every single day.
Oh my God! But I stay up a lot later than you. When do you go to bed?
I'll be usually in bed by 8. Do you watch sports on TV? I think you kind of answered this earlier already. So
Yes, football's my favorite. I love football and it's great. And I'll watch every single football game of the Patriots all year. New England Patriots, let's go.
Go Patriots.
But also, I love Boston sports. Yeah, go Patriots! I love all Boston sports, though. So when Boston's in the playoffs, I'll watch them no matter what the sport is.
Okay, cool. Have you ever met anyone famous in real life?
Yeah, a lot of famous people, actually.
Just doesn't elaborate at all.
Not gonna elaborate. Yeah, I was thinking about elaborating, but it's honestly, it's kind of just a long list of boringness. Just, hey, guys, I know famous people.
Yeah.
You better treat me with respect.
It's I've met so many, I don't even care to list them all. That's hilarious.
Depending on their sub count. So, yeah, I've met a lot of athletes and a lot of YouTubers. No movie stars yet.
Okay.
I'll get to work on that.
I see. What was the last concert you went to?
So I had a friend who's really into country music, and I don't like country music, but I was okay, I'll go, because I live my life in this way where I'm if I haven't done something, I want to do it. Unless if it's drugs. Don't do drugs. It's bad for you. But I'll always try every random adventure once.
Yes.
So we went to this country concert, and it was so much fun. And I didn't know any of the songs, and I didn't understand what was happening, but everyone was just oh, and they all had their little cowboy hats on.
Yeah.
And it was great. It was a wonderful time.
That's great. And now you love country music, I imagine.
I appreciate it more now, for sure.
That's great. What's your favorite animal?
Favorite animal has to be a snail. ChubbierSnail. Smash subscribe to Tarapeutic. Use code Tara.
ChubbierSnail. Ooh, a snail is not an animal. A snail is a insect. No, isn't it an insect?
Well, I'm an animal. It's not an insect. Are you kidding me? I thought you were gonna have an educated argument. It's not an insect. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely not an insect.
Arthropod or something. I don't think it's an animal. We'll go with that.
All I know is that I'm an animal. Let's go.
Goated.
Snail.
I've been hanging out with Slot too much.
Goated.
What are you most afraid of?
I'm not trying to sound like a tough guy here. I feel like I'm not really afraid of much. I think things just happen and you have to be good at rolling with the punches. And so I don't think I fear too much. I don't spend time fearing things. That's not to say that I'm brave. I think maybe I'm just stupid because I don't think about what scares me.
Which social media platform is your favorite?
Well, is YouTube social media or does that not count?
Yeah. YouTube is social
And
media.
YouTube, 10 out of 10. I love it.
What did you do this weekend?
Basically, this weekend, I found out that I'm going to be homeless. Woo! We were going to move into a house, me and some friends. We had the paperwork signed and everything. And then last minute, we found some pretty serious problems with the house. So, unfortunately, my current apartment that I live in, I'm kicked out in 10 days, and we don't have a house to go to. So, I guess I'll just find a nice little box, and I'll go to the nearest street and cry for a few weeks. I'll probably just cry and be like, hey, mom and dad, like, your prized son has failed you. They'll spit on my face and slap me, but then they'll let me live in a closet.
Would you ever go skydiving? Now I know the answer. You thrill
100%.
seeker. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I
Would you
would
go
not.
with me?
No.
That'll be our hangout.
I'm not going with you.
Oh, wow, lame. You tea drinker.
I'm not going with you. I'm too afraid of death. What kind of ice cream is your favorite?
I'm going to go. I love a lot of flavors. I would say coffee is like a really good flavor for me. And I also like chocolate, which I know is basic, but chocolate slaps.
Do you think that you have a good work-home balance, or do you wish you had more free time?
I wish I had more free time. Because right now I'm basically working 2 jobs. My normal one and then my YouTube one.
Yes.
I wish I can get rid of one. The normal one. I don't want to get rid of YouTube.
Yeah.
I think that would help me be a little more balanced. But, you know, I'm not upset. I don't complain. You could always aim for better, but I feel like I'm okay right now.
What did you want to be when you grew up, like when you were a kid?
Power Ranger. Wanted to shoot the bad guys and the robots with my lasers.
You wanted to be a Power Ranger. Okay.
Yeah. And I'd say, you know what, in some ways, some might say that I am a Power Ranger. I think it all worked out.
I don't think
Like
anyone would argue
in a
that.
nice metaphorical way. Yeah, thanks.
What was your first gaming console?
Game Boy.
Okay.
Damn, that's old. Y'all ever heard of a Game Boy? Anyone know what Nintendo is?
My first
That's,
gaming
that's what I
console
grew up
was
on.
an actual Nintendo, like the original Nintendo. That was my first. But I was like 4. Do you ever struggle to get video ideas? And if so, how do you push past that?
No. I think once upon a time I did struggle to get ideas, but then I started doing this thing, and I love it, where I just have like a running list of notes, and anytime, it doesn't matter if I'm in the shower, if I'm in bed, maybe not if I'm like in the hospital, like about to die, maybe I'll hold the idea then, but usually I'll write the idea down on that list. So I have a massive list, and my new problem is like, how can I make all these ideas? The answer is that you never can. You're not going to be able to like do the whole list ever, but it's cool to have that, and you just pick out your favorite ones and you go from there.
Exactly. I have the same thing. And last question. Do you think full body avatars in Rec Room are a good idea or a bad idea?
I have such a heated opinion here. They are, and let me look at the camera. I got it. Sorry. Hey, camera people. Full body avatars are good. Anyone who doesn't like them, I respectfully, you're just a hater. You just hate revolution and new things. You want things to say old. The full body avatars are good. They introduce new new outfit items, and like they just look better. Like, and this is not even a revolutionary thing. The Nintendo Wii, you know, Mii's, those were famously full-bodied. It's just like their whole bit. And people love Mii's. And like, I'm not accusing Rec Room of copying. In fact, maybe Nintendo copied Rec Room with their Mii design, even though they were 10 years earlier. But they were damn good. They were so good, and it's gonna be great. And I love them. I love them.
Preach.
And anyone who hates them, no.
I hate them. But that's okay. Maybe I'll adjust.
We're fighting.
Maybe I'll adjust.
Oh my god.
All right. Well, thank you so much for agreeing to be interviewed today.
Thanks for having me. I hope I didn't bore your guests too much. Everyone use code Tara. Remember it. I've said it 4 times now. Come on.
Thank you. And if you guys missed the first episode of 50 Questions with a RecTuber, I put the slat one up on the screen here, so you can check that out next. I don't know where it is, but
Maybe click it here.
Yes.
I'm guessing. Ooh.